Good afternoon.
Questions for Michael?
It's awesome.
No jokes?
Don't have a joke.
CJ didn't really either.
Okay. He told me I need to come with some fire, so next time I'm up here, I'll be prepared.
Is there a different air coming off the win? You get the win. You don't have to worry about 0-3. Is there just a little bit of a different feel coming in this week?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can get a win in this league, it's big time. It's a morale booster. But nah, man. We've been working hard. It's great to see some of our work come to fruition with a win. We played 2 tough games, but it's always good to be on the winning side. We just got to continue to learn from what the things we didn't do well and continue to push forward.
They were kind of gassing you guys in the first half there, but what happened in the second half? It was like a total change for the defense.
Coach Zim, Coach Dre, everybody just told everybody to settle down and, reminders of our assignments. And, they did get off to a great start. DK got off. We had a long run by Carson. So, fits, all that kind of stuff. We're still working on gelling. No excuses, obviously. But, we got to get everybody in the right place, especially with Cleveland coming in. And they have 2 amazing running backs. So that's something we're drilling walkthroughs right now. We'll get out and practice on the field and drill some more stuff down. But, our fits weren't good, especially in that first half. So, we settled down. We kept them to 17, and something we got to keep rolling.
Michael, how different does that Cleveland offense look compared to the one you had played against so many times in Baltimore?
It's not like the schemes are pretty much the same. Played Nick Chubb, played Kareem Hunt as well. So, they're down Jarvis Landry, but Odell's back. So, they have explosive talent all over the field, and Joku is big time. The line is a little bit different, but as far as Batonio's still there, J.C. Tretter's still there, Wyatt Teller's doing a really good job, especially in the run game at their guard position. So, it's just it's a tough task like each and every week in this league, but definitely with these 2 running backs coming in and how those guys are blocking, it's paramount that we get that stuff stopped and correct our mistakes.
You brought up the offensive lines. Is this one of the better lines you guys think you'll face?
Yeah, definitely. They're very physical, big guys, but like I said, those backs do a great job of keeping D linemen on those blocks as well. And that's something that, we don't understate, especially me at nose guard. But, they're definitely a physical group. They're definitely talented. But, anytime you have those guys that can keep linemen on blocks and then explode through different holes and see things at cutbacks and all that kind of stuff, it's big time. And, they're profiting from it.
Michael, when you expect you'll see a few more gap runs this week, how does that change things for you guys in terms of fitting that when you see so many zone teams the rest of the time? Obviously, some of that with them too, but the gap runs, how does that change when you're trying to fit it?
It just tells our defensive tackles we got to anchor down. Those double teams are coming on. They probably won't come off. So, thank God me and DT and those guys, we built for this kind of stuff. I've seen it before plenty of times in my 4 years in Baltimore. But, it's just essential that we all play on one accord. EK, Nick Vigil, Danielle, myself, Dalvin. When Armand Sheldon comes in, everybody's on one accord and fitting those things and seeing everything the same. So, that's just basically what it comes down to. I mean, you get familiar with different stuff, but being a football player, people playing in college, people playing, you play at different teams around the league all the time. You don't just play the teams in your division. So it's a little bit different fit, but I think we had the guys to be able to do the job, obviously. And it just comes down to executing each and every play on Sunday.
Keys to beating a double team from a physical standpoint? 2 guys.
I would just say it's leverage. Obviously, you have to be strong enough to withhold, 600-700 pounds, depending on who's blocking you. But it's about leverage, holding your point, and then when those double teams do come, that allows EK and those guys to run free, and that's when those guys have to make a lot of plays. So it's about working together, but especially when you expect those double teams, it's about leverage and holding the point, and not getting pushed back.
Michael, you obviously saw Danielle Hunter play from afar, and what's it like now to just see what he can do up close?
Man, it's amazing. The dude is a blur. So, I played with a lot of great guys. Played with Terrell Suggs. I played with Elvis Dumerville and Matt Judon, who had 2.5 sacks last week. But, those guys, I was telling, some of my old teammates, these guys don't grow on trees. So, I think we got him in the third round out of LSU. Right. Normally, you don't see those kind of guys set records out of the 3rd round a big-time school like that. So that just speaks to, the work he's done since he's been there, the work Coach Dre's put him in. But the dude is an amazing athlete. And, I've seen Linval on film get a lot of sacks off Danielle and the pressure that he puts on, tackles as well as Everson. So, he's a special player. obviously one of a kind, and I'm glad he's on my side, and hopefully I can reap some of those benefits as well. So.
Mr. Becky used to talk about making a lot of the same things just look a little bit different. So I was curious, as you're breaking down what they might be coming at you with, how you kind of cut through the.
I need you to speak a little bit more.
What's that?
Say that one more time.
Yeah, so you used to talk about a lot about how a lot of the same things looked a little different, but they were essentially the same concept. So I was just wondering how you go about processing through everything that they might be coming at you with.
You just familiarize yourself first and foremost with the film. And then, when things do look a little different, you lean on your technique. So, obviously every offensive coordinator has wrinkles that they'll throw in throughout the game. They game plan us just like we game plan them. So a block I might see may be different than the block Armand might see. And that's when you got to lean on your technique. Most importantly, you got to know exactly what gap you're supposed to be, how your linebacker's supposed to fit off you. So, everything's going to, you're going to get a couple trick plays. You're going to get a couple of blocks that you don't necessarily plan for. But if you know the scheme, you know exactly where you're supposed to be. If you know if your linebacker's sitting inside or outside, if it's spill or different things like that, you should be able to not predict, but play it pretty well. So, nothing's perfect, especially in the trenches. Normally, I'd say if I don't know, I need to be the most violent person on the field and make sure somebody behind me is free. So, it starts with physicality, obviously, leverage, technique, but knowing exactly where those guys behind you and beside you are supposed to fit will help you, take care of most of that stuff.
What did you see from Dalvin on Sunday? Seemed like that might have been his best game with the Vikings. Almost got a sack in there.
Yeah, he got a game ball. And I preface this by saying, he played nose guard last year. We're running a different front. The last time he played 4-eye was in college. So, that's a learning curve that, a lot of people, probably would struggle with. So, he's doing well. I think he's graded out at least an A over the last 3 games. So I don't know exactly how the media, Pro Football Focus, or that stuff grades out. But as far as our room, he's grading out really high. So, like I said, especially like those 3-4 things, you got to take up a lot of blocks so those linebackers can flow. So stats, may not come. They may, But as far as us, we concerned, and I'm sure Coach Dre will echo this, he's been playing really well. I think there's a lot of plays that we all could have made, different plays in different games. So I didn't have a tackle last game. So depending on who you listen to, I might not have played that well. But as far as me doing my assignment and all that stuff and him doing his assignment and everybody being accountable for what we asked him to do, he's been playing pretty well. So I wouldn't think anything of that.
You mentioned he got a game ball. How many game balls you guys usually hand out after a win?
It's my first win, so I think we gave out maybe 6 here. Yeah, depending on how the game goes. Obviously, our offense had an explosive game, so they got most of the game balls. Nick Vigil got a game ball on the defensive side as well. But Dalvin's played well, and our offense showed up big time. So that's what they got.